Good afternoon, everybody. I usually don't do a video this early. I pray I don't get too many interruptions. But when you all get a chance, I want you to go to Alexis Tyler's page and I want you to read her videos about Kevin Samuels. She channeled him, okay? So I know a lot of you may not believe in channeling. um there are those of you that are curious and those of you that know that channeling is real. You just need to hear what was being said, honey. um I believe everything that she said, okay? Because she did a video and it was live. Now I did a video on Kevin Samuels too, but no, I did a reading. I'm sorry, I didn't put it on video. Maybe I should have, but I didn't. I just wanted to be nosy. So I did a reading on Kevin Samuels to find out how he's doing right now while on the other side. And I kept getting all these pentacles come up. I can't remember all of them, but the main ones, that very important ones that I remember, was the Four of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. And then I saw a lot of cards with, the city, cities in back of them, towns and houses and, big buildings and stuff like that. And then I saw the King of Pentacles staring at his pentacle, his money. So this man is sitting on the other side trying to hold on to this side. He's trying to hold on to his fame, his fortune, his wealth, his money, his assets. He's trying to he was not ready to go. And he don't want to accept that he has gone. He cannot interact at the level with the world at the level he did when he was alive. It just doesn't work like that. He can still interact, but not like it was. So he's still focused on, what about my money, my world, my fame, the stuff that I was getting ready to do. He's sitting up there staring at this pentacle, and in the back was buildings, big tall city buildings. He was getting ready to do some things that were going to bring him in some more money. He was looking forward to it. And he has not let go. He gonna have to let go, but he can't. He has not let go yet. So he's still like pretty much on the Astro, on this plane. Cause he's still trying to be who he was. And that's over. So I did another reading on Mr. Samuels. I wanted to know what happened, what caused his death, who was it, or what happened. Give me some energy about what happened. So the first doggone card that popped up, that came up, was the High Priestess. Now, anyone who knows anything about tarot know that two of the main meanings that the high priestess might bring is one, secrets, cover-ups, intrigue, okay? Stuff done in the dark with intention, all right? Also, it can indicate a woman. Now, I saw the high priestess, and I also saw the Queen of Swords. Now, bottom line, the court cards are usually represent the sex on the cards, but sometimes they'll be unisex. All right, you'll be looking at a man in the cards, but it'll really be talking or speaking on a woman. So I'm looking at these cards coming up, and then the page of cups was at the bottom. One of the meanings that the page can turn on is some type of offer or expectation of a payment or something like that. Something like that. There's another term that would help you better understand what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is obvious, but I can't think of the term right now. But oh yeah, okay. A service rendered. The page can talk about a service rendered. All right. And then I saw the Seven of Swords. Okay, let's talk about the service rendered. Now, the reports are now saying that, okay, he died on top of a woman or whatever. Okay. And they're saying, I've heard some reports say, well, she was a nurse. I've heard other reports saying that she was a prostitute. She could have been both. Okay. And then I'm seeing this other person that most likely is a woman, but not necessarily. And she comes up as, or this person comes up as the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords can talk about a person that has been emotionally wounded and now they have their sword up. That could be their defense to keep them from being wounded again, or that could be the sword can represent a gun or a knife or a weapon, whatever that weapon may be, a sword. And also, the Queen of Swords talks about rejection. That's somebody that don't like you. Somebody who can potentially hurt you. Okay, so all these variables are coming up concerning what happened to Kevin. Now let's go to the Seven of Swords, because we were told that the man just had a heart attack. Okay, he had a heart attack, but the Seven of Swords can indicate some that somebody got away with something. Okay, somebody got away with something. So that makes me feel that, for one, there was more to this than just him having a heart attack and dying naturally. There's got to be more to it. The the high priestess tells me that all by itself. There is a cover up. There are things that we have not been privy to, and it has a lot to do with what had happened to Kevin. I could honestly say, oh yeah, oh my God, the devil came up, and it was at the base of the reading. Thank you, Spirit, for bringing that up, because I totally forgot about the devil. The devil can talk about drugs, okay, or being drugged. Also, the devil can talk about, among so many other things, it can speak of foul play. I don't believe he had a natural heart attack and he just had some health issue and it got the best of him at that time and took him out. I personally do not believe that. Not for a minute. Not with those cards I said come up. Now, when I was listening to Alexis Tyler and the reading that she did, she was talking about he was still concerned about his money and investments. And so I said, oh my God, I had to write on her post that I had done a reading some days ago, sometime last week, and it said the same thing. He's still tied down to this world, don't want to let go of it, but he gonna have to let go of some things. Also, he didn't expect to happen to him what happened. You guys got to go to Alexis Tyler's page, because she channeled this dude. She was channeling him. He was coming to her. She was channeling him clearly before she was even sure that he was dead. It was like a rumor at that time. And he spilled the beans because he's mad because the people that he was supposed to be in on it with and good with, they turned on him and stabbed him in his back and took the ultimate from him, his life. And I kind of feel like they took his money, because the Seven of Swords can also talk about theft. So this was a setup. That man was set up, and that's just it. He was set up. He had no natural heart attack. That man was set up, honey. My cards, they do not lie. They don't make no mistakes. None of that. Any reader that's a good reader, we make mistakes, and maybe one reader might give more information on the same reading person or situation or whatever than the other. But for the most part, if a person is a real reader, if they're real readers, y'all, we gonna all come up with the bottom line. This man was still stuck. Is still stuck on this plane, trying to operate like he did, worried about it and focused on his money and everything he lost. He was on top of the world. He was getting ready to get some more big money. He was getting ready to get the bag, and boom, all of a sudden, head first on the floor, baby. Just gone, just like that. And what she was channeling from him is, I can't stress it enough. Go over there and watch those videos. She did at least three long hour plus videos. Take the time out and watch him. I'm not surprised this man knew the things that he did. I'm not surprised that he was involved with the people that he was involved with doing the things that they did. He witnessed a lot. That man knew a lot. And Alexis just dropping jewels. She said, and I don't want to get too far off subject, but she mentioned how these people in high places, a lot of them are very powerful witches and warlocks and occultists, and they know what they're doing. They can take somebody and download, say for instance, I'm gonna give you an example that she gave. Download multiple languages into them, and they'll wake up and be all of a sudden be able to speak Spanish, French, Yoruba, whatever, fluently. And when she said that, I thought about the Matrix and how when, Lord have mercy, Trinity and homeboy Canoe were on top of that roof, and they were trying to rescue Morpheus. She called into outside the Matrix and told the dude on the computer to help her download information that would allow her to operate this specialized helicopter. And it didn't even take but a few seconds. She was blinking her eyes. All of a sudden, she got that download. I believe that they can do this. The Matrix talked about this and so much more over 20 years ago, about 25 years ago, trying to tell us what was going on. So y'all need to pick up, y'all need to go watch Matrix 1. Watch it more than once. Watch it once a week or whatever, because every now and then my spirit would tell me to watch that movie. I must have watched that the first Matrix, I don't know, over 100 times. It's got to be over 100. It might be way over 100. I don't know, but I've watched it a lot. Another movie you need to see is Doctor Strange. And yet another movie you need to see is Doctor Sleep. Look them up. You got to see that Doctor Sleep, baby. These people are have the ability to do things among out of your the realms of what you're able to conceive, most of us, because we are actually in the Matrix. Okay, so another thing I wanted to talk about concerning Miss Tyler's channeling of Kevin Samuels. She was saying that, this knack that black men have to create social media accounts and or whatever on social media where they constantly drag, slam, and berate black women. Okay, I'm not taking black men off the hook. Don't even try it. But there is a bigger picture to that also. These people, these witches and warlocks were able to go in and influence our men because they saw a weakness there concerning that our men have concerning us in the first place. They just manipulated it and used it to their greater good. Okay, so uh, just to make a long story really short, they see the divine energy operating in Black American women that they don't see in any other so-called Black woman in the world. Okay, and they are trying to destroy that great cosmic energy, mother energy in us. Okay, they want us to feel lowly and downtrodden and with low self-esteem and low self-worth, so they can come in and take all that great energy that we're not utilizing because we have let people like Kevin Samuels dehumanize us. They take that energy and they use it for whatever it is that they're trying to do. And y'all don't believe in energy transfer. That's a damn shame. That is a damn shame. When I was going to church, they talked about the transference of energy, but they talked about it from a Christian religious perspective. They said, "Well, honey, you better make sure you cover with the blood. You cover with the blood, okay? Because you got." I remember in church. I was in church years and years ago. I was a teenage girl, and this pastor, evangelist or whatever, came to speak at the church, our church, and he was talking about how you have to be careful with allowing people, just anybody, to put their hands on you. They said this one lady came to the church disguised as, you know, a prophet or whatever, a missionary or whatever. And she must have been full of hell or something, because she put her hands on several women. They said now this is what he's saying. All of a sudden, these women started hopping. They started hoeing and busting it wide open, and like they ain't never did before. I've heard the church talk about a lot of things like that. They just don't put it in the context, or they wouldn't agree with people who are not Christian how we put it in context, because they're arrogant and ignorant. But there is such a thing as the transference of energy. I used to have this friend, and she was always homeless. She was always homeless, always losing a place to stay, going from pillar to post, pillar to post, pillar to post. I mean, situations right back to back. So I decided to help her. So I let her stay in my apartment. One of the biggest mistakes I ever made in my life. Not only was she disrespectful, and she was cruel to my pets. At the time I had multiple cats. She was cruel to my pets. But when she left, right before she left, I was paying my bills. I was suffering. I was struggling, but I was paying my bills. All of a sudden, I couldn't get enough money to pay my rent. So I had to get out. And then I ended up, at somebody's house. She was like, she needs some help with this other neighbor that she's trying to look out for. So I went over there, and then things went haywire. Then I ended up losing that place. And then I think I went to my cousin's house before that, and I ended up having to move out of there. And then, oh my God, I'm sitting up here living like she was, losing my place and homeless back to back, just like she was. You can't tell me that was a negative transfer of spiritual energy from her to myself, because at the time I didn't know anything about how to protect myself. Now I do. First of all, she wouldn't have been in my fucking house today. But other than that, I know how to protect myself now. Not just burning copal. Shoot, not just burning sage. I burn some sage, some copal, some frankincense, some myrrh. And I got the resin. Burn it, have it smoking all in my house, all around me. I burn copal every day anyway. Other times, I'll get a feeling. Spirit would tell me, go and sage and cleanse out your apartment, your house, your place. You know what I'm saying? Your abode. And I would do that. But other than that, I just all of a sudden I don't just burn just copal. I'll burn some other stuff with it, so that give it that boom to help protect myself and where I lay my head. Okay? So now I know I do that outside. When I finish reading, I don't just get up and go. I smoke my cards, I smoke my head and all that, because the back of my neck, I smoke them. Because when you read people, you're not just seeing their life in the cards. You're picking up their specific energy with all their issues, problems, setbacks, curses, whatever. You even pick up their past life energy. You got to learn how to cleanse yourself. You got to cleanse yourself. Every time you readers and whatever, whether you use cards or not, anytime you're interfacing with another person, after that you have to cleanse yourself and do it real good. You got to smoke your environments, the instruments that you use. You got to be careful. I had a mediumship reading, and I had asked for a specific male ancestor to come through. He did. The first thing he told the medium was that my cards had an attachment on them. One of my tarot cards. And, I was like, oh my God, which one? Come to find out, it was the one that I use at home for phone readings. Now, I already was cleaning my aura and my cards outside when I, did readings for the public. But I never did that to these to the cards after I read at home. And I use different cards to read in public from the ones that I read here at home. So I started, oh my God, now I know better. Now, I'm not sure of how to get an attachment off, but I've been smoking my cards, putting them in the sun and stuff like that. Also, he told me that you have to smoke your phone. When you're dealing with energies over the phone, you got to smoke that phone, because guess what? This is somebody on the other side, baby. They know. They know. He said, you got to smoke your phone when you're doing spiritual readings. And even when, just do it every once in a while, because you don't have to be doing a spiritual reading for you to pick up energies and hold on to them that don't belong to you. He told me through the medium that demons and reptilians can come through your phone. I believe it. Every time I think about it, I get a chance, I'm smoking my phone. Every day I work outside with the public. I'm reading. After the session, before I pack up and get ready to go, I smoke my phone, my cards, everything on my table. You have to do this. Okay? You have got to do this. I don't care what your belief system is. I bet you if you would think back, or if you read deeper into it, they will tell you that you need to cleanse yourself. You don't need no occultist or somebody into Bodun or whatever to tell you this. It applies to you, whatever you believe in. You better learn how to cleanse your spirit in your space, and do it often. Cleanse your children, your pets, you got to do this. You must learn how to do it. You got to. So, back to what Miss Tyler was channeling from this man. She said that he's sitting over on the other side in hell, not in the hell that we've been learned about, but the hell of anger. Fire. Anger represents fire. He's burning up over there. He is mad as hell. Because he was tricked. He was murdered. Okay, according to these readings, he was murdered, and my readings. And he was robbed. He was robbed. So he had already sold his soul to the devil. That's why his platform grew as quick as it did. he had these demonic witches and warlocks on his side, mainly because he decided to come after Black American women to debase us and you know, break our self-esteem and self-love in ourselves, so other witches could come by and steal that energy that we're no longer you know, vibrating to. But he was that Alexis Tyler also explained why. You know, he's basically saying, talking to women who like, you know, stars and athletes and stuff like that. He was just trying to tell us that these motherfuckers don't want us. Most want the European representation standard of beauty, whether it be in the form of a white woman, Asian woman, or Latina, or whatever. That's what they're seeking. You know, one of the reasons why she said that this man came through and told her why is because, for one, they are more open to a man being bisexual. They're more open for that. He was spilling the beans. He told her that a lot of these wives of these politicians, the police department, sheriffs, judges, they ain't nothing but beards. He said they will sit down and enjoy a session of their bisexual and probably all the way gay, because they're beards, men have sex with other men and laugh and enjoy it. And you don't believe that, do you? You guys do not believe that. He said, y'all got to go over there and listen to it. The reason why I know for sure she ain't lying is because the readings that she did was the exact same reading that I did, and she picked up the exact same message. The exact same message, and I told her, I posted my comment on her page and told her that was the exact same message that I got concerning him. Trying to hold on, and he was supposed to do some big things and get some bigger money, and the people that he sold his soul out to set him up. You can't play safe with a devil. You cannot do it. Because they play chess with everybody they turn out and use. And once they figure you got enough and they want it, or you say something you ain't supposed to say, or they just don't need you no more, they get rid of you. And a lot of times you end up in jail for a very long time and you end up dead. Okay? You end up dead. The best thing, or you might end up cloned. The best thing is just for them to cut off your popularity and just let you fade into the background. Ain't nobody seen or heard from you in years, but you're still here and you're still doing okay. That's the best thing that can happen to you. But he knew about all these underground, oh wow, these underground places where they have all kinds of ritualistic sex. They are heavy into trans women. I mean heavy. And they be, she was saying how they get women from all across the world and they look just like women, curvy, small, petite, cute face, but they are men. Now, don't even try to say that I have a problem with trans women. I do not. I'm telling you about what the channel came through concerning him spilling the beans on these people. We already suspect this, but he called out some names. Okay, he over there on the other side, angry as hell, burning up, mad as hell, because they were done with him, and he thought he was top tier, and like a lot of our men, our young men, young Pharaoh, what are the other ones? Brother Polite, uh, and she mentioned them too. Nature Boy, they thought they were so high and above and had so many people following them, and they felt like they were invincible. Baby, you ain't invincible nothing, honey. You are not invincible. Whenever you make them mad, you don't do exactly as they tell you to do, they get rid of you and you're gone. You might end up losing your mind or whatever. You cannot play, you can't play with the devil. The devil, it will never be your friend. And the devil is what I saw at the base of that reading I did about Mr. Kevin Samuels. Okay? So just know this thing is much, much bigger, much deeper, much, much wider than you could ever imagine. And the sister Alexis K, Tyler put it down. She put it down. So that's about all I wanted to say. I wasn't planning on doing no video on Kevin's. I did the reading, but I wasn't, but I had to do this video so y'all could go on over there and see what was said. This thing that's going on, this ain't no joke, and they want your children. They want your children. I don't know what we're gonna have to do, but I don't know how we're gonna do it, but we're gonna have to band together and try to save our children. I'm telling you. She channeled that they had scores of children, not just sex trafficking, but that is, all of it is sex trafficking. Little boys being ritualistically raped by these men and women in power. Men and women, and down with the get down. Even black women down with the get down. They want your children. That's the most important thing that you need to take from this video that I'm making now. What I'm telling you, you're gonna have to hip your kids, get them hip. You got to talk to them. You got to talk to them about things that it's hard to talk to them like that. I'm so glad I never had children. I'm glad I don't have no children. Oh my God, I can't imagine having to raise a child in an environment that exists today. They want your children. That's the bottom line. Peace.